you're going to need to do this job: the filter, the oil, some rags. You're going to need yourself a big old crescent wrench and a big old tub to put the oil in. Optional and not necessarily recommended. I'm only using it because I have it. Done. You shut it off, put it in gear so that it isn't going to go anywhere. You don't want it rolling around. You might want to block the tires as well, depending on where you're at and what you're doing. But I shut it off and then put it in first gear. Only 3 spots you need to pay attention to. One is directly above that green bucket. I'll show you that in just a second. That is the drain plug. The other spot is where the filter is. I'll show you where that is here shortly. It's on this side of the tractor. And also the oil fill spout. That is on this side of the tractor as well. I don't want you to get confused. If you look under the tractor, this is toward the back of the tractor. That's actually the transmission plug right there. You don't want to confuse what we're looking for with that item. That's the subject of a future video. Today we're doing the oil. That is on the bottom of the oil pan. You can see it right there, and that's the one we're looking at. It's a little greasy. So what we're going to do is replace the gasket as well, make sure it doesn't get any future leakage. The oil levels have been fine on this. But that's the item we're looking for, and that's toward the front. Clean this guy off good so that it's nice and clean. And then what you got here, this screen is what we need. You need to have that on there. Down in there though, I want to show you, that's what you got to clean out with the rag real good. Make sure you clean it out because there's metal filings and stuff that will accumulate down in here. It doesn't look that bad. If you look in there, actually, I don't even see any filings. So that's good news. But we'll clean it out just the same. And right here's a little gasket. We're going to pull that bad boy off of there and throw it away, lubricate a new one, and put it on here. Oil is drained. Next step is to go over here where the filter is, and there's a nut on the top of that. We'll hit that with a crescent wrench. I'm going to zoom right in here, walk right in on it, and that's the one we're looking at right there. The key to this guy is do a good job, loosen that up. Don't break your bulb, because your fuel bulb is glass. You tweak that too much, you could break it. It's a brand new one, by the way. But we're going to take that bolt off there and lift that lid right off. All you do is loosen it up. It takes 2 seconds to loosen it up, and you don't really have to do very much with it. Just loosen it up with the thing. There's what your bolt looks like. We're going to set that right there. Once we've got that lid off, get this out of here. You're just going to grab this and work it right up like this. Kind of a nuisance, but once you get your hands on it, you can pull them right up out of there. Get it up out. Pull this right over here. I'm going to set it right in the box. For 10 minutes or so, I'm going to take my rag and get in there good. Clean up the threads good. Clean out anything that's there that's getting in the way that wants to be a pain. And I'm just going to stick my little mesh contraption right back up in there good. Feed that in the hole. Make sure you got your gasket on there, and then line your threads up the best you can. And we're going to casually, carefully tighten it right back up. And we'll be good to go. Once that's up there, just give it one snug with the crescent wrench and we'll be all set. First thing you want to do is the same thing here. We're going to take some oil, rub it on this thing on both sides so it's good and lubricated. You got to feed it up in there and line it up down here where you can see what I'm doing, where I can see what I'm doing. You just got to get that hole to line up on there. And once that lines up, I'm going to work it down on there, and viola, it's in place. Then this is how you pull it out again, of course. And then we're just going to put our little gasket on here, put the cap back on it, and the bolt down in the hole, and we're good to go. The last part of the job is the fun part. This little guy, you just take it off by hand. We're just going to loosen it up a little bit. Isn't a lot to this. Just don't lose. Let me get that off of there. You just want to make sure you don't lose this. So put it someplace where you won't lose it and won't forget it. And go back down here to this. We're going to pull that right off. That's what it looks like. Couple things I'll tell you about this. Clean this out good. This guy, you can clean out with gasoline. This actually doesn't look that bad, but you might want to clean it with gasoline so you can see through it. I put up this guy there. You can still see that's got plenty of room in there. So set that right there. But then to fill your oil, really you don't have to take that apart. You didn't have to take it apart, but this is just to check it. You're going to want to check it over, make sure that's clean, clean this off, clean it off, put it all back together. But this hole right here, that's where we put in our oil. We're going to do that now. Drop her in there. Basically, you're just going to put in 5 quarts. Then we're going to go right here to our dipstick, and we're going to pull that out. Oop. Get that out of there and be checking the dipstick. You're just going to check that dipstick as you go along, and you want to check it. That's how you determine how much to put in there, not by the number of quarts or anything like that. Before I put the cap back on, I just give it a little squirt of this stuff. You don't have to. I don't think it's recommended by the manufacturer. I don't think it's recommended by a lot of people, but this stuff I don't think hurts, especially for something you're not using that often. So I squeeze a bunch of that in there and call it good. I put a little bit of that in the Ranger and stuff when I change the oil in that as well, but it's just a good oil stabilizer with old equipment. It doesn't really like that stuff too much, the old oil or the new oils. So put this guy back together. Well, she sounds happy. I don't think you can ask for more than that. Putting right along, sounds like a 4-8 end. We're just going to run her for a little bit here and let that oil heat up. Then when it settles down, I'll check it in half an hour. And if it needs a little oil, I'll give it to her. If she doesn't, then she's good to go. We just check it routinely every time we start the tractor. And you can't go wrong.
Stay the same. I don't like change.